Welcome into WagerTalk TV. I'm Drew Martin, joined by Dave Koken and Ralph Michaels of WagerTalk.com. We're talking NCAA Tournament Round 1 action in the South region here. First up, we got Villanova in Winthrop. Dave, we're seeing Villanova about a 7.5-point favorite, 140-ish being the total here. We got the Big East and the Big South conferences squaring off. You liking anything here, Dave?
Well, look, here's where you have to try and figure out what the mindset of Villanova is. And that would be a big worry to me. Because on paper, this is a good matchup for them if they were completely healthy, which they're not. And that enters into the equation here on a couple of different counts. First of all, just in terms of the matchup itself, well, you take, and by the way, it's down to 6.5 now. I don't. There's no 7.5s out there. So if you wanted those points with Winthrop, they're gone. Look, they're not the same team without Gillespie. Now, I think they can compensate for that here, just in terms of their talent against Winthrop. Winthrop's a good team, don't get me wrong, but they're not at the same level as Villanova from a talent standpoint. The problem is, and it's a short sample to be sure, but Villanova did not look like they had the same confidence level without Gillespie over the weekend of the Big East tournament. And you have to put some level of stock into that. It's got me baffled in a sense because on the one hand, I think Jay Wright can convince his team, hey, it's time for us to step forward and show what we can do without a great player. And I think he'll convince his team that they can get rolling again and make a big run in this tournament. The other problem is that Winthrop they're not the typical small college roster. They've got depth. They've got size. They've got things that most small college conference teams don't have. I don't know. The tough part here is I think if you want Winthrop here, you're already taking the worst of it as far as the numbers concerned. The odds makers definitely adjusted for the absence of Gillespie. And so to me, you were never getting full value with Winthrop anyway. Now the bettors have gotten involved. Maybe a lot of that has to do with Seth Davis saying, well, Winthrop's going to win. Push comes to shove, I take Villanova in this game. It's just pedigree more than anything. I don't know that it'll make my card, but at least right now it's a consideration. From a value standpoint, I think Villanova is the only side to look at.
Okay, and Ralph, like Dave was alluding to, Winthrop taking money here. It is the 5-12 matchup in the South region. You liking anything here?
Yeah, well, I agree with Dave. This is that 5-12 matchup, but because of the media early, that every Joe Public person jumped on. And everyone always likes to jump on that 12 dog to win the game outright. But I look at Winthrop. Okay, yeah, you're 23-1, and that's impressive. You played the number 309 strength of schedule. There were only 347 teams. You've played no top 100 offenses. You've played one top 130 offense. You've played one top 140 defense. You've played absolutely nobody. Villanova losing in game one was the best thing that could have happened for them. Because remember, they were without Justin Moore as well. Moore played 12 minutes in the Providence game, and he played 27 minutes in the Georgetown game. Losing, getting him healthy, getting Jay Wright to practice with his guys, I think everything lines up. I don't know if I'm getting to the window with Villanova, but giving Jay Wright that extra time, and Moore can play point guard. He just has to come out and play with confidence early. And if he's playing up to the level he can play, I think Villanova handles this game easily. We're just talking about a team that's played absolutely nobody when you look at their strength of schedule against one of the most tested teams in the country.
All right, might be a little short number here, according to Dave and Ralph. Check them both out, WagerTalk.com. Also, guys, we got a special coupon code here, MM50, taking $50 off the rest of the March Madness package. Good at WagerTalk.com.